It is the 14th week of 2023. Q1 is over, Q2 is starting, and there are quite a few things happening. So let's dive in and discuss this in today's video. So Q1, really quick. Actually, tomorrow, Tuesday, our head of community, Fabio, and myself are going to discuss in about an hour. Q1, Q2, we're going to do a bit of a deep dive, do a bit of a reflection, obviously also on the entire Binance story. How could this kind of transpose into Q2? But kind of summarizing Q1, I think 3 stages. January, probably a bullish correction from the very bearish Q4. Now, it has to be this explanation because if it wasn't a bullish correction, then it was just a complete false fake out and we would see lower lows in comparison to Q4, meaning Bitcoin could drop under 15,000 again. Let's hope this is not happening. Let's hope we stay bullish. So I'm hoping for this to be a bullish correction. February was a relatively quiet quarter price-wise. We saw a bit up, a bit down. At the end, it was pretty much flat. And then March was, to me, the significant quarter. Not only because it was a very bullish quarter, but also because I think it's going to shape a lot of what we're going to see in Q2. Now, obviously, we have mainly seen 3 things. We have seen the banking crisis, we have seen the crypto crackdown, and we have seen the extra liquidity on the Fed balance sheet. And all of this kind of led to 3 things doing really, really well in Q1. Gold did the worst of all those things, but it had a new all-time high. And obviously, it fits really well with the narrative, banking crises and so on. So gold makes a lot of sense on this. The second thing, digital gold, Bitcoin. I think the narrative for that is very strong as a hedge to the financial crisis. MicroStrategy pretty much bought all the Bitcoins that the US government was actually selling during this time. So that kind of counterbalanced this entire move. Plus, obviously, with the additional liquidity in the market, that also led to a crypto pump as a whole, also to a tech pump. Tech did really, really well, and people are even talking about tech being in a new bull market, which is insane to kind of think about where we are in this entire cycle and how terrible actually everything is going. Absolutely bonkers, if you ask me. And then the 4th reason, and I think that's the one that's almost the most important one, but it's the one that people ignore the most. And that is Binance having to sell most of their BUSD, which again is difficult to kind of calculate, but people guesstimate that Binance itself sold around $10 billion in BUSD. They went into USDT and also into Bitcoin. They did this mostly probably via their own platform by creating a lot of free trading volume. And so the question is, why would Binance do it? And the story here obviously is people think it is because they wanted to attract a lot of liquidity. Could be, sure, but it could also be just because you had to offload your own books, and in this case BUSD, and BUSD BTC is just the most liquid path, and so at the end that kind of led to, in my opinion, the biggest kind of story there. So people don't talk about it much. To me, that's going to transpose a lot into what we may see in Q2. Now, obviously, that brings us to the 14th week. The 14th week is this transition week. We're going to see a lot of rebalancing in portfolios, just because indices are going to get rebalanced. Many funds have to rebalance. So a lot of this happens generally in this first week, so expect this. It's going to be a short week, though, because we're going to have Easter, so Good Friday on Friday. Markets are not going to be trading. Crypto's trading 24/7, obviously. And the other thing is, the day before Thursday, we're going to have the US jobs report, and that's going to be a significant kind of event for the very simple reason that people are going to pay close attention to how is the market, how's the economy doing as a whole. And so it's going to be an interesting week. On the DeFi chain side, the core developers released the timeline for MetaChain over the next 2 months. So there's going to be DevNet, Testnet, and then obviously mainnet coming out, and all of this happening over the next 2 months. So that's going to be quite exciting to watch. I think there's going to be some really interesting investment opportunities. Also, us from Cake, we have a venture fund, and we're going to closely watch this because we may want to invest in some of the projects building on MetaChain. So that's obviously quite interesting. On Cake side, for us, closing Q1, preparing reports, preparing board report, transparency report, team reports, All of this is going to come out next week, so we're doing this all right now in this first week of Q2, and also kind of cleaning everything up, starting everything, kicking off Q2. There's going to be obviously a few things. New staking coins gonna come out this quarter. We're working on our complete revamp of the app, of the user experience. So a lot of this is what you're gonna see. We're gonna be working on some really exciting new things. These are big picture things, right? So these are not things that are gonna be these small, like incremental changes. These are really leapfrog kind of things. So you're gonna see a lot of these things as well. Yeah, Elite is gonna improve. So we're adding new features to Cake Elite. So that's also going to be key. Big picture Q2, again, I'm going to dive in a bit more detail tomorrow, Tuesday, in the longer video on the company channel. But obviously, there will be some reaction to Q1. I mean, I doubt that such a strong quarter is going to continue into another strong quarter unless we're going to see more stimulus, more selling of stablecoins, which I just don't see because there's not much left of stablecoins that have to be sold. Actually, it may actually flip the other way, that now Bitcoin gets sold into, for example, true USD by Binance. That could be something that I could foresee in all of this. Obviously, crypto regulation, crypto crackdown. Is the banking crisis going to get out of control? What about the housing market? Many people talk about that, so that's going to be a key thing. MiCA in Europe, regulation should get passed this quarter. So yeah, quite some interesting, exciting things actually happening. Yeah, so as an investor, as a trader, you definitely want to stay tuned. So I hope this gives you a bit of an insight overview into all this. Let me know what you are watching. It's definitely going to be a absolute exciting, interesting quarter. So fingers crossed. Let's see. All the best. Yours truly, Julian. Bye-bye.